This is a series of amendments that our conservatives are bringing to the floor that go to our central challenge of reining in uncontrolled spending and debt. Mr. President, clearly we face a monumental challenge in this country from the fact that we are on an unsustainable path right now of federal spending and debt. And clearly this endangers our future. We're used to talking about it as a threat to our kids and grandkids, something that will come home to roost years from now. Mr. President, sadly, in the last several years, it has grown to much more than that. It is such an unsustainable path that it yields the possibility of a crisis within weeks or months or a couple of years. And so we cannot kick the can down the road. We cannot fail to act now. We must change the fiscal path we're on to protect not just future generations, but our country as we know it right now. And so in that spirit, a number of fiscal conservatives are coming to the floor to offer spending and debt amendments, and I'm honored to be associated with that group. You'll see other senators come down, Senators Cornyn and Rubio, Senators DeMint and Paul and others with other spending and debt amendments. Amendment number 178, Mr. President, is a very simple, straightforward idea. It would mandate that the federal government, in an orderly way, begin to get rid of billions and billions of unused or underused federal property. Mr. President, there have been many studies on this topic. They all come to the same bottom line, which is that the federal government owns many tens of billions of unused or underused federal property that is not only represents assets that could be liquidated to yield money to the federal treasury, but as long as we hold on to it as a federal government, it represents enormous ongoing cost to simply maintain and deal with this unused federal property. The Office of Management and Budget says there are over 46,000 underutilized properties, but almost 19,000 completely unused properties. Estimated value between the two categories, $83 billion. That could be liquidated, that money brought to the Treasury, but also, in the meantime, if we don't do that, that's actually costing us money in terms of upkeep, mowing the grass, if you will, and a lot more other and expensive upkeep. So this amendment, Mr. President, is very simple and straightforward to require the federal government to sell off or demolish this property and help contribute in a limited way, but an important way, to get us on a different, more sustainable fiscal path. Again, Mr. President, I commend this amendment to all of my colleagues, Democrats and Republicans, and I also say that it is part of a broader effort on this bill, on other bills, I'm sure, in the future, to get us on a different fiscal path. And we'll be seeing today in the next few days Senators Cornyn and DeMint, Rubio, Rand Paul, others coming to the floor with this set of fiscal amendments to nudge, push, pull, anything we can do, this body and the Congress, in this important direction before it's too late.